Welcome to the podcast for the sisters and bros. It will make you laugh from your head to your toes. Talking about their lives, from the highs to the lows. And the name of the title goes, The Sloppy Joes.
Yes.
Welcome everyone.
Oh, sorry, I said yes.
Oh,
So why did
keep
you
that
say
in.
yes then?
Keep that in.
Huh?
Ethan, we'll put you back in your cage. Welcome everyone to the Sloppy Joes podcast. What is the podcast? What is a podcast? Like, why is it called a podcast? I hate the word podcast, you know.
Do you? It feels like a word that was the kind of early kind of trial word that accidentally never got changed.
What words do you hate?
It's like a broadcast, but it's kind of in a sort of downloadable single pod form.
So you've just
like a sort of paracetamol full of audio.
What other words do you hate?
Huh?
What other words do you hate?
Splendiferous.
You can't hate that. I hate like minge.
Sorry, why can't I hate splendiferous?
Who hates splendiferous?
I don't love portmanteau words designed for sort of people to have on a wall. Do you know
Like
I mean?
what?
Oh,
Like what?
Splendiferous.
No one has. I've never heard of the word splendiferous before. I thought you meant like moist.
No, well, no. You don't. Why are you asking me what I meant? You the one that brought it up.
I think there's one word we both agree on that we don't like.
What?
Ethan.
Yeah, that's true. Ethan James, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
Hello,
Any
everyone.
words you don't like?
Any words that I don't like?
Pay cut?
Oh, I don't like haircut,
Foreigners
did you
on
say?
your last chance?
Oh.
What did you say?
What?
Foreigners.
That's Ethan.
Yeah. How are you, Joe?
We're not going to let Ethan speak.
Well, I think we tried and then something bad happened. How are you, Ethan?
Oh yes, I've been better, but I've picked up a bit recently.
Wait, what's that mean? What are you on about? What's
today
happened?
then?
Today, oh well, quite a busy day at the old grind.
What do you mean you've been better, but you've picked up it recently? What's happened? What's gone wrong?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit later on because it's usually my turn. So what we do is, in the format of the show, I'm probably the one that people stick around for. So if you put my bit later on,
That's why watch time's so good.
Yeah.
The average watch time.
You
is so
come at the
brilliant.
end, sort of like dementia.
I
Do you know
always
what I
come
mean?
at the end,
of
yes.
life.
Oh,
Ethan
yeah,
turns
yeah.
up. How are you, Joe?
Very good.
I like your jumper.
Oh yeah, by the way, big shout out to our sponsors, Wingfest. They gave me a jumper to wear. Everyone else had these cooler ones where the Wingfest logo was slightly to the side and smaller, but because they sponsored us, they gave me this one. So make sure you go to Wingfest. The next one is in London, but we want as many sloppers there at the Manchester one.
Whereabouts
the 12th
in London
and the 13th of August. They take over like the concourse of West Ham's ground. I'm going to take this off now.
You too what?
See what?
Well, that's your sponsorship sorted anyway.
No.
Well done.
I'll tell you in a second what to do. But I've good.
As the FA Cup finals happened, let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah.
United lost the FA Cup final and it was a horrendous day.
12 seconds until the first goal.
What was that?
Um,
You were at the game, weren't you?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? You were in the
was
press
one of those-
area, so there's a bit of pressure on you to sort of behave in a certain way.
Yeah, the press area, that was a mistake going in there. 12 seconds in, it was one of those moments where I thought my eyes were deceiving me. I thought this can't be the case. And for anyone who's not been to a football game before, or you've been, there's that weird moment of, it only happens for like a couple of milliseconds, where the ball hits the back of the net and it takes the crowd just that little bit of time to react.
Yeah.
And that little bit of time was slightly longer because I don't think anyone could believe
No one
that
saw
they
it coming
scored quickly. Probably never be beating that record. 12 seconds.
It couldn't be much quicker. They passed it back to the keeper. He kicked it up. Nod down, goal. Like,
Well,
that's literally all that happened. I genuinely couldn't believe it. I know we don't talk about football on here, but it was literally 2 days ago, and we're all, well, me and you, obviously United fans. Ethan was working on a United channel for the game.
Yeah.
It was just horrendous.
Oh,
my dad
awful.
was in the kitchen watching it on his laptop because he couldn't bear the stress of watching it in the front room.
Right, so who's in the front room with you?
So in the front room, we've got me, we've got my sister, we've got my sister's boyfriend, our sister's fiance, we've got my mum, we've got my mum and dad's friend Dave.
Now, is Dave all right?
What?
Is that the one you're talking about? Dave, is he all right?
Yeah, Dave's great.
Oh, Dave's great. What does Dave do?
Dave used to work for like Lucasfilm, making models for Star Wars films and stuff.
You're
like
lying.
that.
What,
Yeah.
Did he not come up before? Like
Well,
a mini Yoda and that?
No, he. Do you know the pod racing scene in the Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
He made the crowd.
You're lying.
No, I promise.
What are you talking
He did all sorts.
about?
He's worked on The Mummy. He's worked on Star Wars.
You worked on your mummy.
No. He's not done any work on Mummy. No, keep it out of your mouth, you dirty
So
little
he's
prick.
worked on Star Wars, The Mummy.
Yeah.
You went to Star Wars again, which is great.
Yeah.
Has
he's
he
done all
ventured
sorts.
outside of Star Wars?
Yeah, I think he did somewhere else.
Oh, Rogue One?
Loads of stuff. Terminator or something.
Terminator?
Yeah, all the big boys.
Jeez, and he lives in Worksop.
No, he doesn't live in Worksop. He lives in San Francisco. What made you think he lives in Worksop?
Is that not where you're watching the game?
Yeah.
He came all the way from San Francisco to watch United.
Well,
in the
he's
FA Cup
from
final in
Nottingham.
your front room.
Well, he's from Nottingham.
I'm so confused.
So he came back. They came back to see the rest of their family, but
Oh,
then they were
nice.
staying with my mum and dad for a few days, and it happened to be the weekend of the FA Cup final.
Is he still working in the biz?
No,
Getting
he's
the money?
he's retired from the biz.
What does he do now in his spare time?
He made a bar in his garage, secret bar behind a secret door.
And he told you about it? And now you're telling
It's not the best kept secret in the
quite a
world,
lot
I'll be
of
honest.
sloppers. Well, that's nice. Dave was there. Right, who else?
So my dad's in the kitchen because he's so stressed he can't bear to be in the room watching it. He sat on his laptop, knowing full well that because he's watching it on the iPlayer, he's a minute or so behind the
so
kitchen.
he can hear the
So he's sort of
ruckus.
he's got this thing of like he'll find out if anything happens, but also he doesn't have to be in there.
Yeah.
And then I ran in and said City have scored 10 seconds in, and he thought I was joking. Because obviously, because he thought I was saying it to get him to come in the front room with us. I wasn't. And then he rang me today and went, I keep having this flashback where I just remember Ellen, my sister, coming in and going, Dad thinks Joe's joking. And he heard that in the distance and he realised it was true.
It was
and he's
true.
got this like shame flashback
Oh,
of
no.
he just sat there by himself in the kitchen with a laptop on his knee.
What weird
realising City had
superstitions? Does
scored.
he have any other superstitions?
Well, it's not even a superstition. It's just a stress managing technique.
Yeah.
But he's not a superstition. He's very sort of anti-superstition, actually. He's very
Right.
logical, methodical, real world, above all else type guy.
Because I was in Morris's yesterday. Get
Oh,
this
yeah.
right. Two City fans didn't know each other.
Yeah.
I thought, what a fucking mad guy. All the City shirts were out yesterday, by the way. So obviously they cross each other in the Morrison's cafe. And one of them said to each other, yeah, good. Never met. You can tell. Oh, good result. Won it yesterday. Yeah. He goes, where did you watch it? He says, I don't watch it.
What?
If I watch it, we lose. This guy doesn't watch football.
Watched him a lot in the 90s.
This guy, yeah,
Didn't he?
must do.
Fucking, he used to tune in all the time, didn't he?
What a life for a sports fan not being able to watch your team
See,
because you think you'll lose.
The mad thing is, I thought City were winning because they broke all the rules and spent loads of money that
we're not
wasn't
going down
theirs.
that road.
Of course we are. I thought that's why they won. But obviously it's because this twat isn't watching anymore.
Ethan, do you have any superstitions? Like, do you wear the same underwear for like Newcastle home
He wears
games?
the same underwear for weeks on end, but it's not superstition. It's just a lack of planning.
Dirty.
No, I'm not a fucking weirdo. No.
That's tight. Isn't it?
That's a real knock on the superstitious.
Yeah,
That.
there's somewhere watching.
Do you know how many years bad luck you get for saying something like that?
How many?
Thousands.
Thousands.
I tell you what, Lizzie generally isn't hugely superstitious, but she will give it a good morning, Mr. Magpie, which to me is absolutely no, not to that. To a magpie, if you see it in the
Salute
street.
it and that.
Yeah, I don't think she salutes it. She just sort of says
I thought
what
the
time
nickname
it is.
for your was Magpie.
Well, because it sort of steals all shiny stuff and that. I've wrapped it in tinfoil.
Oh, so she said good morning, Mr. Magpie.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Magpie, depending on what type
time
of day
it is? Oh.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right, all right then. Would you walk over 3 grids if there was a 3 grid?
Yeah, I hate that.
Shut up.
Well, that one. Right, if superstition is to exist,
Pardon?
if superstition is to exist,
Yeah.
there are certain ones that cannot be possible. For instance, the 4-leaf clover could be real because presumably superstition was invented by God of some description. God invented clover, the spread.
butter?
No. That was there forever, right? I tell you what else could be superstitious, could be real, a black cat, because they've been around for millions of years, cats,
Yeah.
or however long. The idea that breaking a mirrors have only existed for, I don't know,
He's just
let's
gonna
say,
make this up now, everyone.
let's say,
Here is. Let's have a little bell for Joe makes up a fact. Yeah, Ethan, can we buy a little bell? Joe makes up a fact, and I give it a little ding whenever I think he's made up a fact.
I will take a guess that mirrors in their sort of form as we know them now.
What do you mean, as we know them now?
No, well,
what do you mean?
Well, because
as we know them now?
because Joe, reflections have existed forever. So maybe people could see themselves and see a mirror image in some water, for instance.
Okay,
But that wouldn't be
but that
a
wasn't
mirror.
a mirror. Okay,
well,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Are you worried about losing your hair? You won't be surprised to find out that 1 in 5 men start losing their hair in their 20s. That is where Suns comes in. Suns are a men's healthcare brand that offer clinically proven, licensed hair loss treatments for less than a cup of coffee per day. They've treated over 50,000 customers and their treatments deliver results in 9 out of 10 men.
I've signed up for a 12-week program, and I can tell you, it's very easy. All you got to do is take their 1-minute online consultation, and Suns will tailor a subscription treatment plan specifically for your needs. Although, maybe not for your needs.
Well, this is very exciting because I'm looking out for you, and you need this treatment. So go to suns.co.uk and use the code Joe40 to get 40% off your treatment. That is mad, innit?
That is a lot.
40%. And that adds up to 80 quid off a 6-month treatment. It's a lot of money.
I'm going to give it a go, and you'll hopefully see some progression here in my head. There are no contracts or hidden charges, and it all can be delivered straight to your door as easy as that. I could be looking like Joe Smith in 12 weeks' time.
And so could you. Go to suns.co.uk and use the code Joe40. The link is in the description. I believe, I'm going to guess, and Ethan can Google it, and he's probably Googling it right now if he's a good producer. I would guess the mirror, as we know it, is probably around 4,000 years old. I believe the use of purposely manufactured reflective materials to gain a view of your own face has been around for a few thousand years. That would be my guess. I can imagine the ancient Egyptians finding a way to create mirrored images. Ethan James.
It says here, Joe, and you could confirm, it's BC before, oh my God.
Yes.
4,000 BCE.
Okay, so 6,000 years. So I said 5,000. Did I say 5 or 4?
You can say
whatever. I was in the right ballpark.
You're right ballpark.
But
I think you're just 2,000 years off. Yeah, it's all right.
It's not bad, that. Hold on. But for instance, so that's one thing that maybe God has recently gone, I'll add it in. You know what I mean? If you break a mirror, I'll add that in. That's bad luck now. But the idea of stepping on 3 grids in a row, they've only existed in the floor for
here we go.
a few hundred years.
Go on, how long?
Ding ding.
A few hundred years.
Type in when there's 3 grids first of all. I'm saying the 70s.
No, because it depends what type of grid it is. Because if you had like...
Oh, it's the 3.
Well, no, but not...
What am I searching? What grids
Exactly.
am I searching?
How many grids are... No, when did the first grid exist?
What
Grid is not even the word. That's not the word for it.
When did the first 3 grids
Pavements.
exist?
When did pavement exist?
No.
No.
There's like... Do you know when it'll be like... You look underneath and usually it'll be like wires or water or something. But if you're allowing a grid for sewage grids... They would have been around for a few hundred years.
Sewage grids.
Yes.
Well, no.
Could even be a Roman thing.
I'm not having sewage grids.
I'm going to say 1,000 years old.
You think there's been 3 grids since the Romans?
I don't.
You think Caesar was dodging 3 grids?
He wasn't dodging it because he wasn't superstitious. Because God hadn't added it in yet.
Right. And when you're done with that, what about a ladder?
I think. Oh, great question. Now ladders will have been around for a long time.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, it depends. The ladders as we know them today.
What, the extendable stainless steel ones from
Well, the
Wix?
sort of bamboo ladders that.
Well, yeah, but they still use bamboo.
Sorry, before we move on
Okay.
to bamboo ladders, I think it's 300 AD was the first kind of like sewage.
Yeah,
grid.
300. That is it's almost exactly what I said. Which is great.
miles off.
Roman.
Yes, I think so, Roman. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Right.
Roaming around here.
Next thing.
Ladder, bamboo.
I think ladders.
Or steel.
I would go as far as to say that ladders
Were before the wheel.
Ladders have been around. Possibly, I'm going to guess ladders are probably something like 10,000 years old.
Yeah, true.
I think the earliest civilizations had ladders.
And the rest.
What do you mean, and the rest?
Just phrase.
You're still trying to get that to be a little catchphrase, aren't
tried it
you?
all weekend.
This is not the way I thought this podcast was going to go.
according to the-
Anyway, this is why I think superstition can't be real.
we
Because
know
how
when the
could
ladder
God
was
have come up
invented?
with
Ethan,
the idea
in
of
Superstition
walking on
Corner,
3
mate.
grids
Sorry,
for
Joe.
100 years ago? What?
I think the ladder was invented, it says here, according to the BBC, 10,000 years ago. We know this because pictures of them were discovered in a cave in Spain,
Sorry.
and that the ladder is also mentioned in the Bible.
That is exactly what I said.
I said it as well. Right, here's one for you. New shoes / tables.
Shoes?
When were new shoes invented? You can't put new shoes on
What
the
does
table.
that mean?
You can't put new shoes on the table. So try and do this. Is a 2-part of this one, Ethan. When did new shoes?
When were new shoes invented? Because Ethan, obviously they invented old shoes before they invented new shoes. But
And then when was the table invented?
shoes are probably fucking 30,000 years old,
Stop
man.
guessing. I thought we went around
Do you want me
30,000.
to go
Well, that's
with-
because you're wrong.
How about the trainer or the
No, not the
training
trainer.
shoes?
Trainer? What do you think
Shoes.
Nike was around before shoes?
How old are shoes? I bet you it's 30 to 40,000
Do you know
years
we once
old.
had someone call up and say the flip-flop was invented in Denton? In a radio show I did
Is that
once.
true?
We were talking about facts about Manchester.
Yeah.
And the flip-flop was invented in Denton.
Anyway, this isn't meant to
and
be
the guy who created the first drawings of the submarine was from Moss Side.
Really?
Would you like to know the shoe?
Yeah, I'm
thing?
going to guess 30 to 50,000 years.
And what are you,
Did
McGraw?
you shoot 50,000? I thought there was a great flood then or something.
I think shoes existed pre-Ice Age.
How do we know?
Well, I'm guessing, and Ethan's about to tell us. Your guess? How old are shoes?
What did you say?
30 to 50,000
That's
years.
such a big gap, that, isn't it? You know, you fucking...
All right, then you
hedged
guess.
your
Pick
bets
a
there.
fucking date then
I'm
if you
going
want.
to go 20.
20,000.
No, the year 20.
The year 20.
Yeah.
Are you
2012.
sure? All right, that was a stupid fucking guess. It says humans have actually been wearing shoes of some sort for
Yeah.
at least 40,000 years. There you go.
This
Analysis
isn't
of
today's Joe versus
skeletons.
Joe, is it?
Well,
From
if
a
it was,
cave
you'd be
in
fucking in
This.
trouble, mate. Right, let's not worry about me picking dates out like that. Let's worry about superstition.
I don't have any.
Do you not?
Do you know what? There was once when I used to not watch penalty shootouts when my team was taking the penalty because I
Yeah.
thought that we'd
Justin
score.
Martyr's head has a similar thing.
So I'd like close my eyes. I'd still be in the room, but I'd just sort of like go in a weird little trance.
Yeah.
I think it happened when we beat Colombia. England beat Colombia in the 2018 World Cup.
Yeah.
And that. But that kept going until, unfortunately, David De Gea missed a penalty in the Europa League
Well, I mean,
final, and I've never worked again.
I don't believe in superstitions, and nothing bad's ever happened to me. Touch wood. So you know.
Is this wood?
Thanks, Ethan, for getting that. Cheers. Look, he loves it now.
Very good. It's clever. It's
Witty.
too clever for me.
It's witty.
Too clever
And
for
sometimes
me.
that will go over your head.
I can't touch like handles.
What
Does
colour?
that count?
Lovers.
Because I'm scared of germs, and I can't drink from the
You
same
can't
cup as
touch
people.
candles.
No, not candles, Drew. Handles.
Handles. It's not like a two Ronnie sketch. Is
I
it?
actually thought he said candles.
4 candles.
What do you mean you can't touch handles? I've seen you touch handles all the time.
No, like, so what I do is, so whenever I go to the bathroom, I have to touch the top of it with my pinky finger and pull it with my pinky finger out.
You must have a strong pinky finger.
Yeah, I do. Apart from this one, because I dislocated it the other day, so it's all fat now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's horrible. So that's a bit of a disadvantage there.
Jesus.
And
Show us
like,
that pinky
yeah,
finger
like-
again.
What's that, sorry?
Show us that pinky finger again.
I put it there so it's in focus.
Hell.
Chubby little digit,
It's
isn't
still-
it?
It's
The
like the start
ligaments
of
all
that bit in
twisted.
Harry Potter where he turns his anti-fat. Do you remember that bit?
You
He gets
mentioned that last
annoyed.
week.
Did I?
Yeah.
Because Harry Potter's on Netflix.
You've been watching it.
Love it. I'm on 5 now. Things I'd change in that script.
Go on.
Just someone just kill Voldemort rapid. Just fucking grenade him or something. Anyway, if you're listening, J.K. Rowling. Right, so the FA Cup final was a disaster. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Can I tell you how I ended the night? So the game
you
ended.
tried to do something quicker in 12 seconds.
No, I didn't. Just to prove City that Sue can play that game. No, I didn't do that.
Your face.
So the game ended, and I think we all do this as coping mechanisms, where you sort of you look on the bright side or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd convinced myself that, you know what, I'm actually not that upset because City didn't dominate in terms of chances the way I thought they would. Haaland basically didn't play. He was so anonymous.
Varane did really well.
yeah,
It's not a football podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and if you don't like football, you can understand the feeling of loss and sadness when something you want to happen doesn't
Like a
happen.
pet dad.
And I got to the point in the evening where we were chatting and we didn't even speak about it for a little bit. I thought,
Dave still got his clothes on?
Dave has got most of his clothes on at this stage.
Good lad.
And then we're about to go to bed. Dave had gone to bed at this point. And me and my dad were just chatting. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm fine, by the way. We're on the Man United app for some reason.
You two are so mad. What are you doing on the Man United app?
Well,
What you?
we were watching a video of the game. Some
Why?
highlights.
You got beat.
Yeah, watching the video, some highlights. And then the autoplay was on. And up next came the poem about Jimmy Murphy, who, for anyone who doesn't know, if you're not into football, was the former assistant coach at Man United, but he was a lot more than that.
Yeah.
He took over after the Munich disaster and, you know, helped rebuild the
Like the
team.
5th Beatle.
Yeah. No, actually.
But
'cause
he was a lot more than that. He was part of the band and made them who they were.
yeah, he's like George Harrison rather than the 5th Beatle. He was a crucial part of the Beatles, is the point I'm making.
Okay, yeah, he was. Yep. Okay, yeah.
So he recently had a statue put up for him outside Old Trafford. And Tony Walsh, the poet, I don't know if you know him, he sort of rose to prominence for me after the arena attack, where he wrote and read the poem about Manchester. He did a poem about Jimmy Murphy. And me and my dad were watching the video of this, and it's talking about what happened in the Munich disaster, where players died in an aeroplane crash, if you don't know, and then how Jimmy Murphy responded and reacted and built a team together, and taking us through what he did, but some of the history of United, and talking about how the red flag will keep flying high and United will never die and all this stuff. And it turned out we were just stood next to each other, both crying our eyes out, holding each other in our arms, stood in the kitchen at gone midnight, crying our eyes out, genuinely bawling our eyes out, watching this poem together.
That's kind of nice.
It was that moment I realised we aren't over this final. Yeah. I have not moved on quite the way I thought.
We had
a few drinks, but it wasn't like a bladdered cry. It was a genuinely, we love Man United so much, and this won't define us moment. And then in the morning, my dad woke up and came down. I was like, that was a bit mad last night, wasn't it? And he was like, I watched it again in bed, cried even more. So we really, I thought I'd got over the final. I'm still not. If I watch that poem now, I'll cry my fucking eyes out. But it was a lovely night, and it was nice to see everyone. But sad, really, wasn't it?
It was sad. You ever cried next to your dad, Ethan?
Nope.
Right then. I went to a festival.
Of course you did.
Neighbourhood weekender.
I've never known a man spend less of his free time doing nothing than you.
Oh, I can't do nothing. Can't sit still.
Yeah.
I even hate doing this. Let's go out. Let's go see the world.
Right. Sometimes it shows.
But no, it doesn't. Never on this. On Paddock, it does. Never on this.
That's harsh.
No, because Paddock's 3 hours long sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you go, let's do a review. Then it goes to 3.5, nearly 4. I can't sit still for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Burger and chips at a festival, how much nowadays?
Ooh, burger and chips at your standard music festival.
Yeah.
If it's any more than 14 quid, we fucking right, because that is extortionate.
Even James?
Tenner.
Yeah.
15.50.
Oh.
The burger was like 11.50 by itself.
What is it? Venison or something? Is it Wagyu?
No, you're right. I think you just get a piece of bacon.
What, instead of a burger?
That would be fucking
burger replacement service, like when you have to get the bus.
Chips for £5.
And are they like gourmet level, or are they just like what you get from a burger van?
That's the one thing I think you can say is that, do you know the sort of burger van, footy burger van that you'd used to get as a kid, where you should be these circular pates that just come frozen, they whack it on for 2 minutes each side, bit of cheese, then you're away. They're not. They're a little bit of a higher grade now, so you do get a little bit more quality, but it's still 15 quid.
15.50 for a burger and chips. Shocking.
Yeah, went there. It's in Warrington, which is such a weird place. Now the people are fab. But it literally is bang in the middle of Liverpool and Manchester. Yeah. Like, it literally is 30 minutes that way, 30 minutes that way. And it's like a no-go zone. It's like what is this? Yeah. I think Jamie Hutchison, the comedian we had on once, called it the gooch.
So between
Manchester are the balls and Liverpool's the arsehole. That's what I think what he said.
I think that's fair.
And Warrington's just there.
I've never been to Warrington. Actually, no.
Went to the IKEA, maybe?
Did we go to Neighbourhood Weekender once?
Yes, we did. And that's when that crazy girl, Kelsey, nearly killed us in a crash.
Sorry?
Do you remember we got? She drove us there in a Fiat Punto. We nearly died twice.
Oh, yeah. She's a terrible driver.
I've got a video.
Lovely woman, but shouldn't be on the roads.
Producer Chris sent me a video of that, actually, a couple of days ago. Me and you in a hammock. Do you remember we got in a hammock together? This was pre-Sloppers. Do you remember this?
I do remember this. I don't remember I do remember the hammock, because you got us into the sort of artists area, didn't you?
I did, yeah. What did we do that day? Did we stay together? Or did we
you interviewed a band and we stayed together.
Did we see some bands? Yeah.
Yeah, we watched. Do you remember? Because 3 people fainted in the crowd for
you. Over you?
No, not.
Is that Joe from Paddock?
What was his name before he got big? That Geordie fella, you'll know.
Tom Fender.
Yes, he was there, but he hadn't released all his good stuff yet.
I think he had released a couple of good stuff. So that was that. So I went to that one. That was brilliant. But here's the thing. I did a DJ. I think this is Joe's DJ Stories. You ready for this?
Yes.
I said to a wonderful man called Dave Masterman, who produces a show that we love on the radio on 5 Live called Els James John Robbins. I said to him, yes, I will DJ your event. That's happening.
I love that. Did he ask?
Yes, of course he asked.
Oh, right. I thought you just went straight in with that.
But Dave.
First things first, I'll DJ. I know you didn't want me, but I will.
Yes, before you even ask. But Dave, I am at a festival all day. I'll make sure I am there, on which I was. I'll make sure I'm early. I'll make sure I'm set up. I'll make sure I've got everything with me. But I may be tipsy. He took that. He knew what he was getting himself into.
Right.
He's off the square around there. I think you came to one once.
Yeah.
Brilliant event. I get there. The crowd are warming up. Now, prior to this, I'm sitting through my laptop, and I'm not making a playlist. I knew what songs I was going to play where. So there wasn't much brain time for me to like overthink things. I knew because I'd be a bit drunk to put certain songs in certain orders, and so I made sure I did a lot of planning.
Do you have like if you're, let's say your job is to do teacher training, you've got your PowerPoints for the year.
Yes.
Basically, you're just redoing last year's PowerPoint, but you're adding an extra thing on it. Do you have your PowerPoints sort of sets already made from 12 months ago? But you
sort
just add in
of, but
one
I
release?
created a bespoke one for a little bit, Dave, and this is the USB. You plug it into the sort of computer CDJs, and then it was away. Here's the thing, Joe. I was pissed.
Oh no! Out of 10.
And I was an 8 approaching.
You were an 8.
Yeah.
That is genuinely.
Here's the thing.
That is really unprofessional, Joe. That's actually, you know what? That's fucking disgusting. That Ethan, imagine
That's
that.
fucking
Is this
foul.
paid work?
Yes, it is paid.
Turning up for paid work, 8 out of 10 pissed. Ethan,
All right,
did you
I'll
ever
knock
do
it
that?
down a peg. I was 7 out of 10, but then when we got there, I bought some Jaeger bombs, that cranked me up to an 8.
You said 8 approaching 9.
I was pissed. Anyway, so I get there. I'm murdering it, Joe. I'm absolutely killing it. But then what happens?
You wake up.
I find the live microphone. I start getting everyone going. And it was working really, really well. And I've got to say this. Becky also agrees with me, and she told me the truth. She loves kicking me when I'm down. She went, that's
a lovely dynamic to sort of imagine.
No, she loves, like, if I said, was I in a good day? You're a bit fucking wank. She said, you're killing it. But I went off script. And I shouldn't have gone off script. And one of the worst moments of my DJing career is when I thought, right, I'll play this tune here, boom, like that, and it went off again. Someone came up to me, and to be fair, I've only been on for an hour, and he went, you played this one before?
Oh, no.
And I looked at him, and I was like, I do it all the time. I went, just enjoy it. And then I looked at Dave, and I was like, I've got a couple more, played some more bangers.
Couple more, the same song again, twice.
No, played some more bangers.
3 times in a row, 4 in total.
But then Dave actually texted me the day after saying he absolutely loved it.
What song did you play twice? This is obviously, Ethan, this is obviously his, like, this is his song, isn't it? Because his brain reaches for this in a time of need. You think this is a floor filler, an absolute banger. What is the song that you play twice?
ABBA, Gimme, Gimme, Gimme.
Yeah, we know it. Wow.
Anyway, woke up the next day. It was great fun.
Did you enjoy it?
Loved it.
Do you remember it?
I don't really remember getting off stage. I think Becky said there was a point where you decided that I think you've done your time. And I did. I did it over my time. I did an hour and a bit.
You meant to do 15 minutes.
No, I was supposed to do an hour, and I think I did an hour and a half. And I think when I played the first song again, I looked at Dave and went, I'm done it. I think Dave would agree. But the next day, Dave texted me saying, loved it, let's do it again. So I'm still in the good book.
Is it weird that you've got a sort of relationship with Dave Masterman? Because that's a podcast that we've listened to for years.
Yeah.
and he's unusually for a producer. He's almost like Ethan anyway. It's basically 3 of them. It's Ellis James and John Robbins.
This show is we're gonna do a feature now called Joe versus Joe. Technically, we just nicked it, didn't we, from them?
No. That's a sickening thing for you to say, actually, because the idea of a quiz is not owned by any single person.
And then Ethan is the sort of Dave Masterman.
Is it weird working
Dave
with
Masterman's a good-looking man, apart from Ethan's.
Ethan's one way or the other in terms of his looks, isn't he? I won't say which, but he's either really good looking or not. And, that's up to the audience to decide. 50-50.
50-50.
Is it nice working with him?
It was lovely. He's a sound guy. And
You've worked with Ellis and John before as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
What do you want me to? I want you to tell the story.
I don't think it's as funny as what you think. I just think it just makes Ellis look like a little bit of a diva.
I want you to tell it.
Okay, we were in the green room.
So when was this?
This was December. I did a gig where John and Ellis were the main headliners. I was the warm-up act, getting the crowd going. And my girlfriend Becky was with me because we were going to go enjoy their DJ set together afterwards.
Yeah.
And we did do that, but then it meant that Becky was floating around a little bit at the start of the night, so she was in the green room. I introduced her to John and Ellis, and Ellis sort of made her like a runner and said, "Is there any Diet Coke in the fridge?" And Becky looked, and no. So Ellis went, "Oh, do you mind getting us one?" So then we'll go over, and Becky had to sort of leave and be sort of like a.
She had to go to the shop to get him a lemonade.
Sweets and Diet Coke.
That's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think he quite understood what Becky's role was on the day. If he knew generally she was the warm-up DJ's girlfriend, I don't know actually.
I love that. What would Manisha say if someone asked her to go and get him a lemonade when we did a live show?
Oh, she wouldn't be too pleased. She loved the live show. She was calling herself a wag because she just found out the term. So I think
just found out the term.
So I think it was I can't remember which one of my mates it was. It might have been it was my friend Nick. That's who it was. Nick said to Manisha that, "Oh wow, you're a bit of a wag, aren't you?" And she went, "What's a wag? What's a wag?" And he went, "Oh, it's like usually like someone who's successful, like a footballer, someone quite big, the wife or girlfriend of that person." And she was like, "Really? I'm a wag? I'm a wag? Wow, I'm Ethan's wag." She was loving it.
It's quite an outdated phrase these days, isn't it, wag?
Yeah, because
you don't hear it as much because it's a bit sort of
but
slightly derogatory.
Manisha's not from here, so she doesn't quite get that, so she just enjoys it.
That's nice, actually. And what a nice philosophy to have. Ethan, is there a little Joe versus Joe sniffing around?
Well, Ethan's got a quick story for us, and then Joe versus
Joe. Of course, Ethan's big story.
Oh, okay, yes. Hello, everyone. You've now waited to this point.
Keep saying that, Ethan.
You've waited to the best bit to see me. If you've made it this far.
It would be so sad if we just, as soon as Ethan's bit is said, you just see all the viewers dropping off. What would you say about me anyway?
Well, the average watch time is about like 25 minutes or something, so most of the viewers don't get to see this bit.
I think this is the best bit.
Well, that's what I think as well, because you get to find out about what I've been doing this week. And at first, it's a bit sad, because I felt a bit lost in life recently. I know, that's disappointing, isn't it?
Sad. That's quite a big thing to say.
Sure.
In what sense? That's quite severe.
Did you get like a bus to the middle of nowhere? And
I'm driving now.
Emotionally, you mean?
Hold on, he's driving?
Yeah.
Driving now.
Yeah, well, he's like...
yeah.
We don't know that because he was driving, then he just didn't drive.
He keeps going for practice drives to the pub.
How many pints are you having?
I'll get into that more next week's episode, as I've been told to hang on by yourself, Joe. So I will do, to keep people coming back. So yes, I felt a bit lost, not really had any hobbies. I didn't really know what I'd do in my spare time. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to find something. And I kept walking past the park for the last 3-4 days, all right?
The swings?
Just having a look around, trying to think of like what I could do with my life. And then I stumbled across this astro pitch, like a football pitch, like an astroturf pitch. And I looked at it and I thought, I wonder how you get on there, because I saw a man hitting the ball into the goal. So I walked around the whole pitch.
What was he doing?
Oh, he was just kicking the football into the goal, trying to score goals and that against no one. Just having a bit of leisure time, I think, true. And then I continued walking around the whole pitch, right? And then I found out that there wasn't a way in, that the locks were on. So I was wondering how he got in. So I walked home. And then the next day I went back to...
Shawshank Redemption, has he built a tunnel underneath the pit?
He's dug his way in.
Yeah. I go back to the AstroTurf the next day and I walk around the pitch again and I think, one day that'll be me. I don't know how to get on there, but...
Was he still there?
What's he doing, like a challenge?
A sponsored penalty shootout or something?
Children in need.
It was another man this time with the ball. I just thought, he's doing what I really want to do, which is be on that pitch. And then I thought, there's a way. So I went back home again.
Oh my God, Ethan.
It's rough stuff. It is, in terms of succinct storytelling, this is rough stuff, isn't it?
So I went back home and I was telling Manisha, I was saying, I just see this pitch and I want to be on it one day and I don't know how. She's like, oh, that's all right. We'll find you another hobby. So I started having a look around, looked at a local leisure centre nearby, thought I could go there.
Lifeguard?
No. I'm not really good at that kind of thing.
You have a sort of like charity thing for people working on reception and stuff that you could get in through that way, maybe.
No, I'm not interested in any of that.
Could blow up people's armbands. The air's got to come from somewhere.
Oh, I was having to go on one of these balloons the other day. No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, here we go, like a Nos.
No,
Legal
sorry.
high.
Ah, no,
Hippie
sorry.
crack.
Yeah,
I just meant...
Yeah, good stuff.
All I meant was I was trying to blow up a balloon the other day, but it was a funny long shape, so it wasn't blown up.
It was a schlong.
Can we get back to the story because it is painfully long
You
at the
blew
Oh,
best
up
of times.
You blew up a slong.
Oh, no, just a long balloon, sorry, Joe. But to get back to the story, as Joe said,
Jesus Christ.
so then I've stumbled across this app called Footy Addicts, where strangers all come together and play the sport of football. And then, hang on a minute, scroll down, the park. They were taking people in to play it aside.
So what is it? Sort of losers only.
Taking people in like the fucking nativity for footballers. Why, hey? Anyone in?
There's no room at the cages, but you can sleep in that goal back there.
So basically, it was
Even playing against fucking couple of sheep and some wise men.
Come on.
16 strangers come together. People like me who have no mates.
It's like dogging, but with footballs.
Exactly, I would just put it the same way.
People like me who have no mates. This is dreadfully sad.
So so I booked it for the Friday, and this was the Thursday. So on the Thursday, I had one more go. I walked out to the football pitch one more time just to have a look.
How far away is it from your house?
I don't want to say in case people track me down.
Oh, fuck off even.
What is it? Where is it? In your fucking living room?
What are you talking about?
How close does it have to be for people to track you down? How far away is it walking time?
Few minutes. And then, so this is the bit of the story that you're looking forward to.
There you go.
So I start watching the men. I'm thinking that'll be me, just to scout the talent. That'll be me tomorrow. And I get an email.
Please fuck off our land. We can see you in the bushes.
Put some clothes on.
Put your trousers back on and get lost.
Well, funny you say that, Drew. You're not far off. So I received an email on the Sloppy Joes account with the topic of Ethan spotting from a guy called Lee. And Lee said, does Ethan have a thing for big sweaty lads? Clocked him spying on our man versus fat foot. Oh, sorry, man for fat. Does that mean man v fat?
Yeah,
that's
man
how I read it.
versus fat.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
I was just calling them all fat then. So that's all right. That's what he meant.
Yeah.
Man v Fat Football League. He looked seedy. Ha ha ha. So I immediately responded, where are you, Lee? Where are you?
Where are you, Lee?
Where are you, Lee?
Show yourself, Lee, you big fat bastard. Hey! I know you're here somewhere. Which one are you?
That's awful. Big fat. Well, funnily
He
enough.
described himself as that.
Well, that is.
No, he didn't.
He
Did he
does-
call himself a fat bastard on the email? He
So,
d-
so
you
Lee.
said-
Lee says. He said, "Oh, sorry, I missed Ethan. I'm a little bit embarrassed about the 5-1 hammer and Fat and Furious took, which is his orange team. So
See?
it does suggest that he's
Fat and
probably
Furious.
maybe a bit oversized, but I still hope he's doing well. And by doing exercise, it can keep him going for a long time, I'm
So
sure.
have you not played then? Did you not play with him the next day?
Well, he fucked off. He didn't want to see us.
No, but did you play with these 16
Oh, no,
strangers?
it's completely random, man. I just wanted to get an idea of what the kind of talent was like there.
How was it?
That's all right. It's just a bit of a mixed
Is
bag.
it noticeable that everyone there is a sort of friendless loser, or would you-
Yeah, they didn't really like. I tried to like meet and greet everyone, shake their hands. Oh, hello, I'm Ethan. Nice to meet. Weren't asked about it really. Just wanted to get on with the game.
Yeah, you know what? In all honesty, I can see why a lot of these people, their relationships have broken down
So
and they
funny.
struggle to keep
Well,
friends.
there must be a reason, because obviously,
But you're there and you're normal.
But everyone's just so
He's
far
not-
away,
he's not
Drew.
normal, is he?
What do you mean?
Well, he's not normal.
You can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, headphones on. It's right next to the microphone, Drew.
He's not normal.
No, but you know what I mean? He's normal enough to have mates.
Did you show everyone your finger?
Oh, well, you see, I don't strap it up anymore, but I strap it up just for that occasion to prove the point that I can't go and goal. So I made it look really bad and that.
Are you good outfield, Ethan?
Well, at 5-a-side, I've scored 3 weeks in a row now. And I'm playing there again tonight.
Right, anyway, Ethan's stories, ladies and gentlemen.
Just stalking men in
Oh.
a 5-a-side cage.
Did you hear that noise? Whoop, whoop. Oh yes, that is Joe versus Joe.
Hey!
We're back. Oh, good forfeits as well, please, for who loses Joe versus Joe.
Let's pick
season
them.
3.
Oh, we're not picking them now. The four.
No, let's get some forfeit suggestions in. SloppyJoesPodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
DM us. Send us a
Carpe
tweet.
DM us.
Excellent. I've got an email from Malukia, who is our reliable source for Joe versus Joe. He has written to me. He says the following. He says, "Hi, Ethan. Really pleased to hear about the return of Joe versus Joe."
We're going to have to maybe... I don't think we've still got that.
I've still got it, don't worry, I'm prepared. He says, the podcast has been missing something, and I think the animosity that comes with a televised competition. So with that being said, I've got a couple of ideas for Joe versus Joe. Firstly, I would really like to see them go head-to-head at something like Connect 4 or Battleships. That might be good, mightn't it, one day?
Board games.
We are an audio podcast as well.
Yeah, Connect 4 is particularly rancid on audio, isn't it? It's a colour matching based game. It could not be worse.
Good idea.
But Battleships are like banging that when you get
because that noise happens when you play Battleships, doesn't it?
Well, I'll just commentate, obviously.
Oh yeah.
There is no doubt in my mind that this could become pretty heated, and Joe McGrath is at his best when being the sorest loser. Also, a quiz. He says, now I'm a scientist, but what I do would... He's a scientist, Luke. He's a scientist.
What? Recently?
He's
like, now I'm a scientist.
Sorry, it's now, comma. Now, I am a scientist. Like that, do you know what I mean?
I love how you read it like he just turned into a scientist.
Sorry.
3, 2, 1. Now I'm a scientist. Carry on.
So, now, I am a scientist.
There we go. Inflections, my boy.
What I would do would make a shit quiz content, so this is completely unrelated to my research. However, I am interested in finding out how much general science the Joes have remembered from school, or just being alive and paying attention.
I think just being alive sums up our existence.
Kill me now.
While you telling your story.
So
I was just alive.
I think what you've worked out is that Luke has done a science quiz.
Oh,
very nice.
What are your thoughts on science?
Hate it.
Love it, me.
Ask
me a question.
All I know, keywords like osmosis.
Oh, he used to be the lead singer for...
Are we going to sign him from NAPA this year?
No. You're thinking of the lead singer from Black Sabbath.
Is that when enzymes get broken down, Drew?
No.
So. Anyway, right, question number 1.
All right, okay. Question 1.
How many questions are there?
Excellent question.
5.
Do I get a point for asking that?
No. Do I get a point for the answer?
There's 5, and he's also done some tiebreakers.
Yeah,
Should it get that mental?
Yeah.
So,
do you know Tiebreakers was the first prototype name for the fortune cookie? Carry on.
I think that's one of Drew's made up facts, McGraw. Nice. Okay. Question 1. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Whoa! We're back into it. You all hear that music? You've missed it, haven't you? All right. Question 1. What is the weight of a litre of water?
Fuck off.
Right,
what in millilitres?
I'll take
Is he Googling it?
I'm writing it down.
You're Googling it, you fool.
Okay, how do we do this without...
So kilograms would be...
Alright, I won't have my phone, you can have your phone. Let me see, show me.
McGraw.
Show me.
McGraw.
Take your phone now.
I'm just texting back here.
Right,
Well, that's
okay,
not
you
the
get
game.
penalised the next 5 seconds if you don't show it to the camera. Show it. What is that?
This is just...
Actually, let's just say it and we just...
No. Right, what is the weight?
Okay, kilograms.
What's the
Kilograms.
weight?
You got
of
5
what?
seconds.
In kilograms.
Kilograms, litre of water, 5 seconds. 4, 3. You say that at the same time, McGraw.
Yeah, I've written my answer down.
Say it now.
2 kilograms.
A kilogram.
It's a kilogram, correct, Drew Smith?
I wasn't far off, was I?
No, just double. So 1-0 Smith.
Do you know how to work that out?
I couldn't give a shit.
A milliliter of water is 1 gram.
Can you write that down?
Don't need to. Carry on.
Question 2.
1-0.
Who discovered gravity?
I'll write mine down, that's fine.
I hope it's not Jeffrey Epstein.
Alright, I want your answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Isaac Newton.
You're both
I know
correct.
that.
Yes,
He dropped
Isaac
an
Newton.
apple, didn't he? Under his head.
You saw it.
From the next door neighbour.
The tree dropped the apple.
Battered him.
Also, I think it's probably a lie, that little story that he made up just for attention.
Question number 3, so it is, what is it currently? 2-1 to me.
Correct. Sorry, you don't get a mark for getting the score true. I was just saying you're right. Alright, so question 3. The periodic table is made up of how many elements? It's a multiple choice question.
Okay.
So don't be too fearful. Okay.
I know it.
You know it?
Yeah.
Will you say what number you think it is now, and then he'll read the thing out?
No, I'm going to write down what number I think it is now, and I'll close it.
Okay.
Alright. Multiple choice of...
Well, I'm still going to have a go at multiple choice, I'm just saying. I'll get a bonus point if I get it right.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Ethan James.
Is it A, 59, B, 118, C, 236?
Well...
Yours says, let's see what yours says. Open your phone.
No, because I give away which answer I'm going to go for.
Okay. Shall I go first then? No, you go first.
I'm going to go for B.
B. I'm going to go for C.
Interesting. So, the answer is B, 118.
I put 126.
Good guess. Very good guess.
It's 2-2. It's 2-2 here. And we're on question 4. It's getting interesting now.
2-2.
What are the two primary...
You are bizarre, aren't you?
What are the two what? Adam and Eve.
What are the two primary elements of the Earth's atmosphere? Air.
Yeah. You write yours down and I'll just say mine.
Oh. This is going to look fucking stupid.
Turn your phone immediately.
Right, done.
5 seconds.
Okay. Well, we've done.
Excellent. Well, that's good.
Right, my answers are in there.
Okay,
you
so
go first.
Nitrogen and oxygen.
Nitrogen and oxygen.
And the answer is?
It's nitrogen and oxygen.
Oh, 3-3 with one question.
Nitrogen's get spoke about enough, doesn't it?
Honestly, nitrogen, right up there with the
Isn't it like
greatest
80%
unsung
of the
hero.
air?
It's 80%. One of the great unsung heroes of Earth, nitrogen. No one's talking about it.
Oh, it's oxygen there, it's oxygen
Oh,
that.
carbon dioxide, greenhouse gas. Yeah, nitrogen is an absolute baller, by the way. Inert as fuck. Ethan,
Right.
one question left, is it?
It's going to be like closest to question, because we've kind of run out of time.
We've got a tie break if it goes all wrong.
No, let's just do that.
No, just do it.
Plants use carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight to create energy, and thus they grow. What's the name of the process?
Why didn't we just go to the fucking tiebreaker?
What do you know it, McGrath? Are you confident?
No, that's why I wanted to go to the tiebreaker. What is the name of the process?
Was there a timer?
5, 4, 3,
I'm blank.
2,
I
1.
don't know.
So your answer is no answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I get this right, I've won.
Piece of history.
I'm going to go, and if I'm right, you'll kick yourself. I might not be. I'm going to go with photosynthesis.
It's photosynthesis.
Is that like taking a photo?
Back in the game.
Congratulations.
1-0 in the Joe versus Joe Series 3 opener.
I like giving you a lead.
Yeah, you do.
Last time I gave you the lead. Last time I overtook you.
You taught us and you heard me. You taught us and heard me, didn't you?
If someone could send in any sort of like BTEC drama questions, I got an A in that. Let's talk about monologues. Let's do, the show bouncers. Yeah.
Cat on a hot tin roof.
Cat on a hot tin roof. Macbeth.
I'm so happy I'm 1-0 up, Joe. I'm so excited.
Be excited, mate. So more, please, in.
Yes.
Get some more in. SloppyJoesPodcast at gmail.com.
And now it is time for you to sort of enjoy yourself again with the 9 out of 10 Club.
Right, everyone. The favourite time of the show.
Oh, it's my favourite time.
Our headline act of the evening. It is the 9 out of 10 Club. More in, please, by the way. SloppyJoesPodcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
More local ones as well. And more ideas for maybe wars. As in, we've had Pizza War.
Oh, yeah. Burger War.
Burger War.
Who knows?
We've done some of the big boys. Maybe we do them again.
Well, we'll
As
see.
a battle. Bring
We'll
it
have
on.
to see, but get your suggestions into SloppyJoesPodcast at gmail.com. This week it is my week, and I'm actually shaming you here, Joe. Unsurprisingly.
I'm sniffing.
Yeah, you're sniffing.
What
you
are
can
you
smell it.
getting
What you
there?
got there, boy? What you got?
Is it chicken?
It is a form of chicken. And I thought...
Why are you shaming me?
Because this is a food that, for some reason, the only version of this you've ever brought in is a bad one. And yet it's what you're known for. It is,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen,
No.
the chicken wing.
Oh,
Okay.
The chicken.
The only chicken
loves.
wings. The only chicken wings we've done on this show, if I'm not mistaken, are KFC wings.
Yeah, because I don't think any delivery wings are 9 out of 10.
But you know what? I've gone with Wingstop, which again, other chains and branches are available. I don't think Wingstop are the best wings in the world, but I think they're good enough to get the message across. And I think a chicken wing, my mouth is telling its own story,
Yes.
isn't it? I think the chicken wing is a phenomenal food.
Phenomenal.
So, without
Ethan's a
further
massive
ado,
fan of Wingstop as well.
let's get into these
what
chicken wings. So
flavours?
here
Come
we've
on.
got a 12-pack. 12-pack of wings. So on this side, there is 6 buffalo, which I think is, for me, that's the one I'm bringing to the table. The standard buffalo wing.
Bob Daddy.
Frank's Red Hot, butter. Ethan, what are you doing?
Oh, just reacting.
Why is your hand on your head?
I thought that was the mango habanero wing.
Is that your
Is that
favourite?
your favourite?
It's incredible.
Well,
It's
next to
I've not
that,
had the buffalo
you just
one here from
pretend-
Wingstop.
next to
so-
that, we've got the lemon pepper wing, which is sort of
Oh,
Wingstop's
I honestly thought that was the garlic and parmesan one.
I mean, honestly, it's mad that
the ball
I've
here,
dropped
hasn't
the
he?
ball, and yet neither of you two have ever brought either of those two fuckers in. So you can thank me.
Bring
Let's
it
get
on.
into these. Joe McGraw, you go first.
Right, let's have a little look at this bad
We've
boy.
also got a blue cheese dipperoonski as well. If you want to have a dip on that,
Yeah.
which obviously softens the heat blow that is the hot sauce. It's just taken one bite and gone to the next one.
Because I want the blue cheese before.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at that. You must have. Surely you've got one of those like wing eating techniques. Do you know where you sort of rip? What's all that?
blimey.
What?
That blue cheese is nice.
Is it? Right, I'm going to go in.
Ethan, come round.
I'm going to start with her. For me, are you a drummy or are you a flats man? Flats domino. Which one do you prefer?
I changed like the wind. My wind. Last year, 2022, call me a flat boy. I was a flat boy. This year, I'm back to the drums.
I was a big flat boy for a while.
Yeah.
And now I'm back to drum. Because I think when you first get into your wing life, instinctively the drum is more accessible. It looks like a chicken leg.
Yeah.
And I think the drum is an easier sell. And I think you get to a stage where the flat becomes better because it's more skin, more flavour, more crisp.
Flow that sauce over here.
But I'm back to the drummy again.
I'm back to the drummy.
And do you have a technique to, you know where you can eat the flat where you can twist it and pull the bone out? Could you show people that?
Right.
Anyone
Sorry,
see
that fucking sauce. Have you had that sauce, Ethan? Right. The thing is,
Could we cut to a single? Sorry, Ethan, I know it's a bit running about, but I think this is the sort of thing our viewers come for. Joe McGraw's wing eating technique.
try this back of there.
There you go. Oh, he's missed it somehow. Point blank range.
Okay, here's the thing. This only happens really with good fresh wings. And unfortunately, I think Wingstop do freeze their wings. So, essentially, you got your flat. You can somehow, or maybe not, tear one of the bones away.
Okay.
Give that a bit of a polishing off. Who's your father?
How's your father?
How's your mother? And then you're left with one flat, one in. Then you go, complete clean wing.
That's very
Perfect.
impressive.
Right. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm conflicted.
Why are you conflicted? Talk to me.
Last time I had Wingstop was with you. We got a free one. Do you remember? Or was that just me?
Well, mine wasn't fucking free. Was yours free that day?
Yeah.
I paid $12.99 for mine.
I think it's because I got in there before anyone else.
We went in at the same time, you liar.
No, mine was definitely free.
Why don't you split the difference?
I don't know. I didn't know. I thought you would get the same deal. It was a year and a half ago. Was it a year and a half ago?
Probably.
SloppyJoes was just a sperm in our balls.
That's very weird because that suggests that Ethan. So anyway, carry on.
The lemon and pepper was nice, but the buffalo is the star player there. Here's what they do really well. Agree with me on this. Wingstop sauce, the buffalo sauce. Every single one you can get, they've mastered the sort of balance of it, the flavourings, the different spices. The one thing that can slightly let them down is the actual meat itself.
Yes.
Now,
The bird.
it's not.
the old double B.
It's
The bird,
not.
baby.
It's not in any way coated, so it's just a sort of plain chicken wing. I guess they bake them, maybe then fry them off at the end for a bit of crisp on the skin to make sure they're definitely cooked. But any more in there?
Have one more. Come to a conclusion.
I'm... Right, I need Ethan to think.
We're talking about the buffalo wings slightly more generally here.
Ethan, you go.
Yes, Wingstop, as you said before, Joe, I am a big fan of Wingstop. But yeah, I do believe that the mango habanero is the star of the show, and if you had brought that in, I would have said 9 out of 10 without even tasting it. I would have went for it straight.
Which is against the rules of the 9 out of 10 club, but we'll let you have it.
It is against the rules, Ethan.
I would have went for it straight away because it's just you can't argue with it. And then I'd had that buffalo one, a wing that I've not had from Wingstop before, and I've had a buffalo wing before. Used to get it from Buddy Jackson's.
Cut to us whilst we're eating. Yeah.
Used to get it from Buddy Jackson's all the time.
Oh yeah, but they've got a bit too vinegary, the Buddy Jackson's ones, haven't they?
I've had enough of them because I've had them far too many times, and now I can't touch them.
What would happen if you did?
I just wouldn't have a good evening, I don't think.
That's real high stakes stuff, isn't it?
So, here I am, and I've just tried this one, and it was very nice and probably more enjoyable than the Bonnie Jackson's one, to be honest with you. And then I had the lemon and pepper, which I've had before, and it's one of my top 3 wings from Wingstop, which is absolutely fantastic as well. Sometimes it's nice to have not such a hot wing, just to contrast that hotter one that you probably do get alongside it, you see. So, you know what? I'll do my little scoring now.
Yep, we insist.
And I'm going to say, I know the mango habanero exists, so neither of them are getting in.
What about you?
I'm going to say this, right?
Because I think, for me, I'm trying to sway you a little bit. I think the buffalo chicken wing is a 9 out of 10 food.
Yeah.
Getting your hands on.
I can't wait to eat them in New York, by the way.
Exactly. Getting your hands on a very good one is difficult at short notice, in the sort of centre of Manchester. It can be done, but delivery options are limited. Because you've got to remember, Joe, this probably won't come back up again. The audience will not allow us to bring another buffalo chicken wing in for a long time.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Right.
So here's what I'll say to you.
Oh, God.
The sauce and the seasoning on both the wings, I think is 9 out of 10. But is the chicken 9 out of 10? Oh, did someone else want to say something?
Chicken's coming back up.
Let me just say this: the blue cheese.
Call me in the morning because I'll still be around at theirs.
That is beaten that for me. The garlic and herb dip from Domino's is my favourite sort of sauce from a popular food outlet. That is beautiful. Buffalo sauce is 9 out of 10. And so is the garlic and pepper seasoning.
So we're so close.
What is the chicken, Joe? Do you think the chicken is?
I don't think that's the best wing in the world, but I think it's been delivered. It's slightly aged. It is from a chain. But again, I don't know what else we can do on this platform.
If you're comfortable with saying yes, it is.
Yes,
I will hold your hand and go with you on it.
I'm going to say, for the reasons I mentioned before, we can't just bring in a new wing every week because it's so hard.
Wing wars are good though.
Wing wars could work, but again, we're getting into the nitty gritty. I think what I'm bringing to you today is the buffalo chicken wing, and for me, I will take the sort of caveats we've mentioned, and I will go hand in hand with you and take the buffalo chicken wing into the 9 out of 10 club?
Yes, indeed.
Yay!
Oh, by the way, Wingfest, I know we mentioned it before.
Yes.
Their buffalo wings that you'll get there will blow your mind.
See, that's when we're going to do a proper individual review.
Yeah. Right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Get your Joe versus Joe questions in, please.
We've seen them today.
Yes.
Get some more in. Also,
battle is there.
Join the Patreon. We've got the live show video coming out this week. The full Sloppy Joe's Live #2 will be out on the Patreon for you to enjoy this week.
Enjoy it.
Any new members also will get access to all of the old stuff. Joe shitting himself stories, extra podcasts, live streams, all of that. Check it out at patreon.com/SloppyJoesPod.
One more from me. New York recommendations. We're going to be doing little food vlogs when we've got some spare time away from other work. Please let us know where to go.
Yes. The link to all of that, the email address,
Patreon,
the Patreon, all of that is in the description. So if you can't remember it, click down there and find out the rest. Thank you. See you in a bit.
Bye. Double-handed buys.
Double-handed buys. Wave Ethan, obviously.
See ya.